Greetings, in Lakish, Alakin. I just wanted to make a quick video, so I'm not going to wait for anyone to join. I'm just going to go ahead and start talking because I just wanted to share a little something. I was doing some studying, and I wanted to share a little information about being psychic, right? About being psychic, and what that even really kind of adds up to, what it means. We live on this giant drop of water, right? This giant drop of water. Just gonna go right into it. So we've got like this little G.O. Thing going on here, and um, this is our Earth. This giant drop of water, and it's got some islands in there, some material stuff going on. But what lives on the outside of our Earth is us as organisms, right? And organizations, we call this the biosphere. So our biome and everything that's living on top of the Earth. And then on top of that, we've got our atmosphere. So our atmosphere has got all of this other stuff that is a lot more, I don't know, let's just say smaller, right? Disperse. We're talking about air and our stratosphere and our thermosphere. So before we get to space, right? This is our atmosphere. But then once we cross out of our atmosphere, now we're in what we like to call space, right? So it's even more diffused in terms of matter. And what's traveling right outside of our atmosphere are these protons. Now, the protons have something else traveling outside of them, which are these little electrons, right? It's a layer of electrons. Now, it might seem a little similar to something else much, much smaller, because right here we're talking about our planet. But much smaller, we're talking about atoms, as above, so below. So we've got these atoms here that are starting off with neutrons, and then they've got some protons that are on the outside, and then they've got electrons. Our atoms have electrons that are traveling around the protons, right? That's the small version. But we've got a planet, which is, of course, traveling around something much larger, right? Like a giant sun that also has other planets that are traveling around it, like giant electrons traveling around the sun, right? But let's go back to our planet, because we've got our geo, and then we've got our bio, and then we've got our atmosphere, and then we also have the noosphere. The noosphere is this what the science world likes to call the Van Allen belts. The protons and the electrons and the charge that's in the middle, which is the psi banks. The psychic abilities that we are tapping into is quite literally the mental sphere, the mental sheath, the mental part of the planet. Our planet is thinking, and so are we. And we can tap right into it. And that is what we are talking about when we're talking about our psychic abilities, our ability to tap into the resonance of the electromagnetic field of the Earth. So it's really not hocus pocus. It's just focus, because this is a thinking layer of the planet. And we ourselves have this electromagnetic shield around us as well that we are tapping into when we are thinking. We've got our own thinking noosphere, our own knowledge. So when we're working on knowledge every day, this is what I'm talking about. It's the knowledge of self and how we tune into the larger organism that we call a planet, that we call Earth. And our planet is tapping into a much larger organism that we refer to as a sun, which is also spinning out its own electrons and protons that it's sharing with us, right? So we are absorbing this plasma, this etheric experience that is bathing our planet, and that we have the ability to use our extrasensory um, equipment, this avatar. We're inside of this body and we're able to live through it, right? So why is any of this even relevant? Well, when we tap into the noosphere and our psychic abilities, we are finding ourselves in resonance with nature. This is the synchronistic order that allows us to grow when we are tapping into our telepathic powers, our psychic abilities. Now, you would think that, and I thought at one point in time that this was just kind of like a natural occurrence, but it turns out that there is an option to do something different. There is the option to synchronize ourselves in something that is, like I said, different. It's different. It's the machine. If it's not natural, then it is the mechanism that we have been taught. Now, that mechanism that I'm talking about is time. Time. Now, what is time exactly? Time is our agreement to synchronize. It's a measurement. It's the measurement that we've decided to synchronize ourselves with. So the measurement of change. And when I say agree, I'm really talking about, like I said, our measurement of movement, our measurement of change. So, for example, time. We've agreed to this concept of the second, and that there are 60 seconds in a minute, right? Okay. And not only are there 60 seconds in a minute, there are 60 minutes in an hour. Well, okay, if we're agreeing to that, and not only are we just you and I agreeing to that, but everyone on the globe is now agreeing to this time, what does that really mean for us? Well, that means that we are creating a thought form of time, right? And that time is going to, let's just say, instead of I am, we're talking about our time, and that time of 60 seconds into 1 minute, or 60 minutes into 1 hour, is us talking about this hour. And we're synchronizing everything, our energy, our value system, even. Time is money, right? Our value system on what we call a 60-minute hour. But I'm going to call it hour because this is our agreement. If we are deciding that we are going to synchronize all of our engagements into a particular mechanism that has been given to us, our clock is given to us, what are we really giving up there? What are we doing with our energy when we are deciding that we're going to synchronize all of our energy into an hour, into 60 minutes, right? I'm suggesting that we might be giving up those psychic abilities, our supernatural intelligence that tunes in with the cybanks of the planet, the thinking layer of the planet. Now, am I saying that we're just going to go out and just give up the clock? No, I'm not suggesting that, because at some point in time, we do need to synchronize ourselves together. But we may be having an opportunity to tap into something different if we choose to. If we choose to work with a natural time. So I just want to do a little bit of reading just to kind of solidify here what it is I've shared so far. I was having some fun with my studies, and Saturday night, figured why not just share, right? So I'm just going to read out loud from the Book of Transcendence. This is Volume 6, Cosmic History Chronicles, by Volume Votan, Jose Aguiles, Red Queen, Stephanie South. Expanding our vision. Let's now expand our lens to encompass the whole collective mind of planet Earth, the noosphere. This awareness leads us to the next stage of evolution. To understand the noosphere, we must first understand the nature of the universe and the purpose and nature of the galaxy. As knowledge expands, so does our sphere of consciousness. 140 years ago, people scarcely knew that galaxies existed. Now, with the Hubble telescope and space technologies, we can view pictures of the universe and see billions of galaxies, 50 billion galaxies. Yet we cannot even comprehend our own galaxy. Space is full, yet vast and empty. Each galaxy has anywhere from 10 to 50 billion stars. Try to imagine 10 billion times 50 billion stars. Many of those stars have their own planetary systems. If this is so, then how many of these planets are there that support life and consciousness? And what and who and where are we? This universe that the Hubble Space Telescope photographs is the existential dimension of cosmic reality, or the manifest universe. This cosmos, visible to our senses, is the second, or external universe. The first universe is the light universe beyond our imagination, the super-divine realm where the blueprint of this universe came into existence. The secondary existential universe goes through cycles of expansion and collapse. Within that secondary universe is our own inner universe of evolving consciousness, reaching for the light universe beyond. There occurs from time to time a powerful moment when the physical universe comes into existence from a non-physical plane. Each new universe is self-generated from the organizational plane of a greater non- or supra-physical universe beyond this one. Materialist science refers to the beginning of this present universe as the Big Bang. The existential universe that we know is in its entirety a conglomeration of billions of galaxies and their billions upon billions of stars and untold numbers of planets. This is but one universe. This universe is in its entirety is an enlightenment body projected as a complex thought form. The thought construct that formed the universe is still present, alive, and evolving. The thought construct that formed the universe is still present, alive, and evolving. The present chaos and disorder of our small planet has little to do with the thought construct. We must work to comprehend the whole. Then we will understand that all of our bickering and wars mean nothing. The universe entity is the evolutionary projection of the light body of God. This light body is the first universe, a complex entity whose beams of thought whisper as spinning spools. Each spinning spool is a galaxy, and each galaxy is a gigantic thought molecule. A gigantic thought molecule. Consider that for a moment. that each one of us is a projection of a thought of God. And we have the ability to tap into the larger thoughts. Think to live in a natural way with the galaxy. How cool is that, right? Well, that was my share for tonight. It's been a while, so I just wanted to pop on with you all. One love, in Lakish, Alaken, I am another yourself. Be you, stay true, and share what you do. Synchronize, think to live. Let's think in a natural way with the earth. One love.